Not 100% sure, and if we do see any action, it would come out of Gambit because they've got that dazzle from Taric. It's, guaranteed stun. You can follow it up with the W from Renekton and the Ruthless Predator. That'll be, you can chain the CC together. So if they catch somebody, they could set it up. But neither team has an incredibly powerful level 1, so you can just see some defensive wards and players almost playing vision wards themselves. What we do see, though, is a lane swap. Darian has moved towards that bottom lane with his Renekton, and they've sent Diamondprox and Edward, Genja and Edward towards the top lane. So it's going to be, mirrored 2v1 for both teams.
Let's have a look at some of the starting items here, because that's another great thing about Season 3 is we are seeing a lot more variety in the starting items. It's not the standard stuff that we saw back in Season 2. And again, we are seeing Kevin starting with that red elixir, which is time and time again proved a massive deal in these early levels. Yeah, it's so true. At level 1, between 120 and 230 odd hit points is based on your level. What you get back instantly, it just gives you that HP because it's added to your total health. It's not affected by healing reduction or anything like that. That's a very, very powerful get out of jail free card. Kevin is just camping out in this top lane. He's going to be going against Taric and Misfortune. So what you're going to end up seeing is a lot of damage coming down in bursts. They'll dazzle, shatter, take some auto attacks, and then immediately, back away. So we'll see who can last hit better under the towers. What I'm interested about here is Ocelot's opening buy. 2 wards and 9 potions. He is terrified about this early game. He does not want Diamond jumping onto him and picking up any early kills. I see that SK trying to get a bit of an edge with that bottom lane. Obviously picking up the golems there right at the start. Hercubot going to be doing the blue buff, getting a little bit of a helping hand as well there from Darius, and we see Diamond having the same from Darian over on the other side of the map by the blue.
And this is something that we see out of this Renekton 2 versus 1 lane, getting either the wolves. Sometimes they'll even, donate a blue buff away. What I'm interested to see is if SK decide to go for the 3.5-minute gank. They did it in their very first game on Friday with the Jarvan Taric combo and managed to pick up first blood. When we spoke to Ocelot about it, it wasn't actually part of the game plan. It wasn't written in, hey, we're going to do it. They just seen the opportunity and they, went in for the commitment. And Avai is a very, very good early game jungler. Edward just completely zoning Kevin out right now.
And we see already the pressure coming down from Alex. Ocelot going to silence him, but to be honest, the auto attacks are enough at this point to force Ocelot to already start drinking down those potions. As we mentioned, going 9 pots towards at the start of this game. We'll see how that one all works out for him going forward. But Alex Ich, we know how strong his Kha'Zix is, but maybe a bit of overconfidence could cost him. Hercubot just coming around the side there, realizing, no, he can't get in.
Yeah, Ocelot still hasn't put any wards down. He has both of them in his inventory. And if he had one down in that top bush, he would have known that Diamondprox was around. This time, though, he is going to be okay. He's using that Q just to farm, and it's something you never really want to do as a Kassadin, purely because it's, it's so mana intensive and it's very, very difficult to deal, to continue farming in that way.
And we see Diamond actually inside of the SK jungle, and it looks like he's going to come around here for the gank onto Ocelot from this backside. What are they going to do with this one? Ocelot forced to flash. Diamond will flash in. Here comes Alex as well. First blood Gambit.
Yeah, level 4 tower dive at 3.5 minutes. It was the early gank we were talking about, but it was not the lane that we were talking about. And it went onto the best character possible, onto Kha'Zix. If he can get into a position where he can assassinate Kassadin, it's just going to be such an easy lane for him. You can see Diamondprox still wants more blood, though, because he's moving to the top lane.
Yep, Kevin probably should just back away from this one. Diamond is going to start to get involved here. That's going to force Kevin completely out of lane. Diamond actually going to push in here, keep that damage coming in. I mean, he's got the double buff as well, which means that Kevin already will have a few problems with it. Edward is coming down there as well, but that's freed up a lot of time to put damage down onto this turret. Diamond actually just about getting out of range. Edward still hanging by that tribush. He may end up getting caught out here. Hercubot going to be coming in from the side. There is a stun. Hercubot actually will just vault breaker away.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't, ends up dissipating that action. Talking about the damage that was going down in the top lane, we see out of Genja, he's running 17 armor penetration and then 8%, and he's also got 6% lifesteal. So he's running those lifesteal quintessences, which we've seen him doing yesterday. And on his yesterday, on his Misfortune, he was building Avarice Blade very early and followed that up with 2 Bloodthirsters. So we'll see if he decides to go for that super defensive build, which is how we've coined it.
Well, he has to support Edward after all, so why not? Although I'm not sure he can carry so well with that Taric.
I must admit, you mentioned earlier it's a little bit more difficult to kill steal with Taric. If you time your shatter correctly and use it at the end of a fight instead of a beginning, you can actually kill secure relatively easily. But Candy Pan are going to pick up the first tower of the game, 5.5 minutes. Very, very good tower pressure actually coming out of them, using that Biochem barrage damage to just chunk it down from range, relative safety. And the top lane tower for Gambit has, for SK, is still relatively healthy, 1,700 hit points out of its total 2,500.
Yeah, and also Kogwan here got a decent CS lead as well, 44 to 37. The one place that I'm really fearing for SK at this stage is that middle lane. Cassian obviously went down Ocelot for that first blood, but not just that, he's 23 CS behind at this such an early stage, 6 minutes in. I mean, it's never easy to farm with Cassian in a lane like that anyway, but that could be bad news as SK here, 6 minutes, 10 seconds in, are already doing the Dragon with Hercule bot and Nif, and I tell you what, Gambit have got absolutely no idea that this is going down.
They have no wards, they have no vision. SK just pulling off a very, very good play here in the early game. They have timing for when it's going to respawn. They get that gold advantage on top of the tower advantage to help make up the loss of CS, because not only is their mid lane 30 CS behind, their top lane is 15 CS behind. And you've got to be a bit scared about that engagement, because Renekton, without farm and items, still can deal damage and is tanky because of his ultimate. He just turns that on, gets a massive chunk of HP, and deals a surprising amount of magic damage over time. Darius, on the other hand, if he is unable to get those dunks in concession, he's not super tanky. He can go down relatively quickly because his HP pool and his defensive stats just aren't going to be there.
Let's have a look at some early items coming out here then. Alexic going to be working his way back to lane with a Brutalizer and that tier as well. So Ocelot got that bit more to fear. Obviously went in there for that mana crystal because he was having to really farm at range using that Q. That extra mana really helps him out.
And there's something that's going to definitely trigger some alarm bells here for Gambit. You can see a Giant's Belt has been picked up by Kevin. He only has 7 CS on the board. So Gambit are going to start going, well, we've lost a tower, but a tower plus 7 CS and passive gold gain, that doesn't equal Giant's Belt. You know, it just looks a bit funny. So we'll see if they are going to, you know, move around, get vision on that dragon and realize that it has been taken. They have still yet to ward it up. But at the moment, this early lane farming, you know, Gambit are definitely ahead, because even without the tower and the Drake, they are actually ahead 300 gold.
Yeah, that's a bit of a crazy situation to be in, as we are obviously looking, or we're looking at Kog'Maw at least. He's just backed away a little bit. Berserker Grease, Vamp Scepter, single Doran's Blade for him, comparing that over to Genja's single Doran's Blade, but he's going to have a good chunk of gold to be spending the next time, or the first time, we should really say, that he does decide to head in home. Renekton also got that Giant's Belt in there now as well with the cloth armor. We see a couple of flasks here dotted around, one for Xinjiao, one for Kha'Zix as well. As the pings come down, they just spotted Renekton coming in there. That ward put down for him to give them vision of anyone moving around the SK jungle. And
of course, Darren, having walked past that Dragon Pit, is going to be well aware that that has been taken, so he'll be letting the rest of his teams know that that's up. Ocelot using that Rift Walk very, very well in the middle lane. He actually jumped away from the first Void Spikes that was coming out of Alexic, and then, you know, just dodging the second one. Gets caught by that one, going a bit aggressive to pick up the CS, but when you're 40 creeps down, you need to start getting yourself some items. I would have liked to have seen maybe a KG's Lucky pick out of him, and he gets collapsed on.
Yeah, and look at that. That's all Alex needs to do. Jump in there, Void Spikes and auto attack. Like, that is just so much damage coming out there. Ocelot really can't contend with that at this point, and he's going to have to hope that he can get that farm to get going forward. Has now finished off that Catalyst, the Protector. Obviously working up towards Rod of Ages, as Hercubot is also hanging around this top lane there. Edward actually coming down the backside, wanted to get that ward down, and he was actually lucky that he did come when he came there, because 10 seconds, or even 4 seconds, 5 seconds earlier, he could have actually been caught out.
Even more, if he had had another ward, he may have wanted to go towards that bush, toward it, up to, you know, on the top side of the river, but luckily that wasn't the case, and Alex may go aggressive here on Ocelot. He definitely has the damage for it.
He definitely does, with that Bloodthirster in there, that's for sure. Hercubot comes across, Alex just walks off towards a bush and then in towards his own turret. Hercubot has to go about his way, and you know, Hercubot has been impressive, the vibes that we've seen from him so far, but this game has not really had the ability to get in and have much chance to do anything to Gambit.
To be fair as well, Hercubot hasn't actually moved into lane. You know, so he's just been farming it up. 48 CS to the Zin's 47. Of course, Zinzao was involved in that first blood, so, you know, has got an assist on the board. But we've just not seen anything. Up in that top lane, he was trying to get on, you know, into range of Genja. You could see there is that ward, which is about to just time out. And, you know, with his ultimate up, you can lock somebody down, follow it up with the likes of a crescendo and have some good damage. But at the moment, it's just a farm session. Genja, though, he has not picked up the Avarice Blade, which is what we've been seeing him do time and time again in previous matches. It looks like he's going to go straight for that Bloodthirster.
Yeah, go straight up to that level. What are we going to see at this top lane? Hercubot is waiting. Diamond actually waiting here in the middle. So we are going to see Alex dive in on towards Ocelot. And he can't do anything to survive that one. Rift walking away. Actually did get hit by the Ignite. That's what the final ticks were to get the kill. But Alex is bossing this middle lane.
Yeah, completely. 62 CS to 108. His tier has, you know, slowly started to stack up. 4,200 gold is the total earnings for Alexish compared to the 3,000 for Ocelot's Kassadin. He stuck around in that lane for way too long, though, because he was very, very low on HP. He was just sticking to try to get some more CS and experience, and ended up costing him yet another day.
Hello? Middle turret?
Not responding to it.
Yeah, I mean, Hercubot had gone back to base after that one. Alex is just like, well, no one's even here, so I'm just going to keep pushing that one. He's almost taking it down with that push. Ocelot finally going to be coming back here into that lane. Obviously, just picking himself up those boots, although against Alex right now, I'm not sure that that's really going to help him out in the grand scheme. Darius just getting the big workings of the Sunfire Cape there with that chain vest and the Giant's belt from earlier on. 12
minutes into the game, and SK haven't really done much. They had a very, very good play on the Dragon at, you know, 6 minutes. It has just respawned or will be in about 10 seconds time. But other than that, they haven't really tried to make ganks. They haven't really tried to make plays, and they're just falling further and further and further behind. The middle lane tower is a perfect example of it. Alex was left alone for 1.5 minutes, just bashing away on that tower. So they're going to need to make, you know, step it up a little bit more, put some more pressure on the map and their opponents if they want to pull themselves back into this matchup. 15.1k to 17.3k. It's a very, very slow start on Super Weekend Sunday. But for the time being, Gambit, relatively happy.
Yeah, Dragon is there, as we see Edward actually going with the pink ward. He's going to clear out the SK Vision and let him take it once, but, well, you can't fool Gambit twice, that's for sure. They're going to be in there with that timing down. And let's see how that affects this one now, as Alex and Diamond are both there. SK, as we said, had their vision totally removed out. Darian going to join in as well. Ocelot is actually off towards the side. He doesn't have a ward to put down, so it'd mean Rift walking in there and probably certain death just to check that one. In the end, SK say, we can't do anything about that. Let's let it go.
Yeah, they had absolutely no vision there. They had no knowledge that it was going on. They didn't even position to try and go for it. We do see, though, Ocelot in the middle lane is going to be able to Rift walk to safety, but Diamond Proc is just such an ever-present threat right now. If he jumps onto you with that charge of his E, the slow is there, and the burst from Alexic with his Brutalizer, Vamp Scepter, I think he could pretty much one-shot Ocelot if the two of them got their full combo down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If he can get that knock-up in there, that's sure death. Which, you know, Ocelot might not even get out of it. Alex is going to dive in there once again. Reduced to just 1/3 of his HP. Alex going to walk in and say, oh, there's the turret finisher that I was looking for. Hercubot came into the side, but he can't 1v1 him.
No, decided against that entirely. He immediately went, oh, no, hang on. Not only is there a 2-level deficit, just the Void Spikes alone are hitting so hard. Alex is going to go up to the top lane, though, because you can see a big engagement going down.
Yeah, Crescendo coming in. Candy Panda is going very, very low from this one. He will flash away, but Nif's not going to be able to escape that. Genja getting actually the Dazzle came out, just almost secured the kill there. Here comes Kha'Zix jumping over the wall, and he jumps back away. No problem, in and out like a flash.
Level 11 in that mid lane with 140 CS to a level 9 Ocelot. He's just hit level 10 with only 90 CS. Kha'Zix is an absolute terror. He's going to jump onto Ocelot here, and she gets silenced up, so he can't get that taste of fear out.
Yeah, and there's not a lot that Ocelot can really do about that one, to be honest. I mean, he's got the flask in there as well. He's got that Vamp Scepter as well, so it's like, well, you've damaged me, but those creeps are coming my way, and I'm full HP again. And he just keeps going back, doing the same again, pushing out, as we are going to see Kevin here getting stunned up by Darian in this bottom lane.
And the Apprehend missed.
Yeah.
The apprehend completely missed it, like point-blank range. You cannot afford to do that, but a flash from Diamond Proxy is afraid of being jumped on by 3 members of SK Gaming.
And look at this, Alex is sniffing around here in the jungle, trying to catch someone out. And, well, Sona's the last person that can be getting caught out here, because Alex really will just blow her off the face of the map without any second thoughts of that one. Let's have a look at the CS here between Darian and Kevin, because they've been 1v1 in this lane for a good while now. 121 to 79 CS. That's 3.7 thousand gold to 4.7. Middle lane, 171 to 98 as the silence comes in as Alex Hitch jumps away. He is 6.6 to 4,000 gold in the lead. It's just massive right now for Gambit, every single bit of it.
Yeah, a 6,000 gold lead at 15 minutes. I mean, the numbers are just immense, and Candy Panda might find himself in trouble.
Yeah, got to get stunned down here. How's he going to be able to escape from Alex Hitch? The answer is he's not going to be able to escape from Alex Hitch, who jumps away over the top of the wall. Diamond actually, Edward managing to almost dodge all the damage coming out there of Cogmore anyway, and that will be a 4-0 Alex Hitch. Racking him up like nobody's business.
Alex is on a rampage right now. We've seen him using Kha'Zix yesterday and doing the exact same thing, just diving everywhere, picking up kill after kill after kill. He's now completed his Bloodthirster as Darian has just been left completely unattended in this bottom lane turret. He continues to bash it away, and we'll have a look at the HP very soon. And he gets the turret as well. 3 turrets to 1. Gambit is just, they're being left alone to do what they want, and, you know, they take the kills they want, they take the towers they want. See hero, kill hero, see tower, take tower.
That was a great impression. Great impression for that one.
I won't do that again, my bad.
Thanks for that. Yeah, but as you said, it almost looks as if SK aren't really involved in this game. Like they seem to be a bit of a non-starter right now. They're kind of like the three-legged horse in this horse race right now. They're just not involved in it whatsoever.
No, not at all. Edward has just gone double GP10, just trying to save up as much cash as he can. And we see, look at the damage onto Candy Panda.
Yeah, there comes a crescendo. They're going to try and finish off him here as the assault and battery comes down onto Alex Hitch, but he turns around, tries to take out Candy Panda. They finally kill Alex Hitch, but not before he's almost killed 2 of them all alone.
Had to use absolutely everything there. Cleanse came out of Candy Panda, crescendo to lock him down. Assault and battery from Hercubot, but very, very important is he did go down. Hercubot's the one that picked up the gold, and Ocelot maybe a little bit out of position.
Yeah, but Diamond exactly not perfect either, as Hercubot going to come around the side. They are going to go in. Knockup comes around as Misfortune comes in from the side. Bullet time goes down. He actually gets exhausted as well. Going to miss. They're not going to be able to get any kills just yet, but they're going to keep chasing here as the stun comes onto Hercubot. Kevin runs back around. Ocelot jumps back in. That could mean a sticky end for Ocelot, but Genja decides not to follow up.
This is a good fight for SK Gaming. They caught Gambit out of position because we are still extremely early in this game. At 18 minutes, Gambit are roaming around. Ocelot just stepped on a ward. He gets caught by Kildameek. The Ignite is down. Ocelot's HP bar is dropping. Will the Ignite get him, though? He just survives with 20 health. 20 HP.
Yeah, and luckily he was actually watching what was going on there as he was going back, because, well, if he'd have had the shop open, not that he's got much money to spend, by the way, the way that this one's going, but if he'd have had the shop open there, that would have been sure death. And really nice ward placement to start that one off. But here we see Gambit starting to take away those jungle creeps. We are going to see the teleport coming down. The ward that was there, stopping that one from happening. And actually, he's going to cancel the teleport. And Darian's like, well, fancy that. I'll come in and we'll have you blue.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to just steal this one away.
Oh, nice
I think
from
he smite still up.
Yeah.
He does manage to smite still. It was Hercubot that actually got the killing spree bonus from Alex Hitch, so he had that extra 500 gold to spend on his last time back. It looks like Gambit have started an extremely early Baron. It's only been alive for 4 minutes, and this might be the earliest Baron in EU LCS.
Well, if they can finish it.
Very
but
good point.
SK don't have
The vision.
any vision whatsoever. None, zip, zero. They don't have anything here to figure out that this Baron's been done. The only thing that could stop Gambit, I feel, is losing health at this stage. But, you know, they're going to be tanking now between them. Genja coming in now as well. It's 4 men. SK not even wondering, where have they all gone? You know, Dragon's there. We've got a ward. They're not going to Dragon. They're all missing. Where are they by now? They're at Baron. It's a 19 minutes, 40-second Baron coming out of Gambit Gaming, as if things weren't bad enough for SK at this stage.
And they just put a pink ward down so they could see the members of Gambit moving in. They're well aware that their Baron has now been taken, and Gambit are just going to say, well, thank you again. you know, we take the kills we want, we take the towers we want, now we take the map objectives like Nashor, and there's just absolutely no reply coming out of SK. The few stragglers that they've caught from Gambit behind enemy lines, they've been able to pick off. But as long as Gambit aren't, you know, hanging around where they shouldn't be, they're not going to be, you know, shut down. This is a 10,000 gold lead before the statistics on Baron Nashor is pulled into account.
And then we see the one ward that SK had around this dragon times out just as Gambit decide to go down there and take that as well. So that vision that they had didn't really offer them anything whatsoever. 35.2 to 25.1, 10k gold lead being breached, 5-2 in kills, which is not a massive lead by any means, but the gold just speaks for itself there. It's a 4,000 gold lead in the middle lane. The AD carries his 3,000 gold lead almost. I mean, Gambit, this is their game to throw away, and I didn't think I'd be saying that after less than 25 minutes.
No, that's for sure. Take a look at the CS. You know, we've looked at the numbers, look at the gold. 239, 240 CS for Alexish to 120 for Ocelot's Kassadin. Bottom lane, 220 to 150. I mean, it's just, they're just so far ahead right now. As long as Gambit decide to just group up and push, they're going to be in trouble. Ocelot gets stunned by that dazzle.
Yeah, but can SK hold on to him here? I mean, it's a Baron up team after all. It's going to be hard to stop this happening. Nif Crescendo going to have to be perfect if they're going to get anything from this one. Pink wards going down from Edward as Alex just going to throw those void spikes through the wall. Not doing too much damage onto Kevin now that he obviously does have. He's got a Ninja Tabby in there, he's got a Sunfire Cape and another Cloth Armor, so plenty of armor coming out for him. But will they be able to keep going? There was another pink ward down by Edward as they keep just chipping away on this turret. Candy Panda, you can see, is starting to hurt a little bit, but Misfortune hurts a lot more with that Bloodthirst, the Last Whisper combo compared to not really anything finished here for Candy Panda.
No, absolutely nothing. He's trying to work towards that Infinity Edge, but he simply does not have it completed yet. And at 22 minutes, not having a major BF sword item completed, it's absolutely terrifying for your AD carry. Alex is just going forward and trying to zone up, but the fight has started.
Yeah, Kevin's going to get blown up in this one. He's going to get finished off here. Surely actually survived a little bit longer than I expected as Alex jumps in once again. Flashes coming left, right, and center, but Alex will get the kill. Jumps out of that one. Kassadin will actually rift walk away towards safety, but they're gonna lose an inhib turret. That was a 3 for 0. You hardly even saw Nif because he got blown up that fast as they get the stunning on towards Ocelot. They dive right on top of him. Genja on the killing spree. They go back towards the inhibitor, and they could probably finish this game off right here, right now. The minions starting to come in. Looks like they want to go towards top. No, they're not. They're gonna go for the finisher here. First Nexus turret is gonna be going down. Diamond finishes that one off. Nif and Hercubot come back alive from that fountain. Second Nexus turret goes down. They have to do something right now if they're to save this game from ending at this point, and it is going to be Hercubot going in. Diamonds is actually hammering away as Darian tries to zone them out. Kevin moving in. Edward gets pulled in towards them. They're not hitting the Nexus, and actually Gambit going to be forced to run away from this one. Darian will flash away. Alex jumps out, and they hold on just about.
9-2. They have no turrets left on the Nexus. Gambit are just so insanely strong and powerful right now. The damage they put down is huge. The HP they have is huge. There's simply nothing that SK can do because they're not farmed enough. They don't have enough CS. Alex wants more blood. He's waiting behind enemy lines, but they know he's there.
That was nicely done here. He's going to jump away from that one. And guess what? He manages to escape as Genja getting very cocky around the side, taking Candy Panda almost to death. Candy Panda has to back right off from that one, and SK are all going to have to go back to base.
Absolutely zero damage coming down there from the members of SK Gaming, and another apprehend misses from Kevin. We've seen it again, you know, in the bottom lane he didn't land it, in the jungle there he didn't land it, and he's going to need to rely on that initiation to actually get somebody killed. We see that Candy Panda is going to move back and hasn't spent the cash that he's earned just yet to finish that IE. But with the super creeps coming into the mid lane, it's going to allow them to at least farm up some more CS because the super minions will be there. It'll be in their lane the entire time. I think it's too far back, though. I think they're too far down to do anything to pull us back. Gambit, they've just got to pick the right time to jump in there and finish this.
Right now, Alex is 130 CS ahead of Ocelot at 263 to 132, 5-1-1 in kills. Bloodthirster, Warmogs, Brutalizer, second Giant's Belt coming out there. You just can't kill this guy, and he can kill you.
Gambit Gaming with the hot streak, and everyone's heard about the belt. There was an amazing comment yesterday on Reddit, which I have to quote. It should be renamed to the Gambit belt, not the Giants belt. And with Darian 1-0-2, the rest of the team in such a power position, I think we can donate that for this match.
Yeah, when Darian's like, all right, I've got Warmugs, what do I need next, guys? 2 Giants belts, why not? All the health's coming out. But Gambit here still putting that pressure down. Baron is going to be up in 1 minute and 20 seconds as Alex again throws those void spikes over the wall. But Gambit are actually moving in down that middle lane right now. We finally got that Infinity Edge out for Cogmore, but is it going to be enough to do anything for them as they dive in towards Nif? Good crescendo. Actually will land onto 3 of them, but it's going to be defensive because SK are trying to run away. Alex is finally going to get out of the exhaust. Comes in, bullet time comes across. Kill coming out for Alex. Kill for Genja. They're going to turn around. They're going to be focusing in on that Nexus. Kevin, Ocelot, and Hercubot to try and save the day, but against 5 from Gambit, surely they'll be able to finish this one off. Sinjao going at it. They turn around, focusing on Kevin. He gets blown to pieces, and there is the Nexus going down, and Gambit going to take down SK Gaming.
All too easy for Gambit. They got a lead